Okay, so what I'm about to tell you is kind of a hypothesis, if you will. It's an idea. It's a possibility, but it's not fact. Not yet, anyway. But the steps that I will take to go ahead and talk about this is indeed fact. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the whole quote-unquote future-proof concept of the PlayStation 3 is pretty much going the way of the dodo. Let's be honest with you. Basically, for the most part, everything that was in the PlayStation 3, for the most part, is usually other consoles has already have it, you know, with the exception of Blu-ray. And quite frankly, Blu-ray has only gained about 15% out of the last 5 years. You know, a report came out from recently about that. So, yeah, we can pretty much label Blu-ray as a failure pretty much at this point, I think. Or maybe not, but like I said before, we're not talking about that right now. This is what we're talking about. Is the Xbox 360, is the Xbox brand future-proof? Not the Xbox 360, but the brand itself. Is the brand future-proof? Now, hold on. Let me kind of, before you guys start flipping out, let me go ahead and explain what I'm talking about. And for you PC gamers out there, I'm gonna blow your freaking minds. Imagine this: the Xbox 720, right? We all know. We have it on good hunch that they didn't announce it this year, so they definitely will announce it next year, right? Now, with that being said, what does the X in Xbox stand for? DirectX, right? And the Xbox 360 is based off of DirectX 9 technology. In fact, it is DirectX 9 technology. That's pretty much what it is. The original Xbox had DirectX 8 in it. I believe that this one has DirectX 9 in it. I believe that's how it works. Excuse me if I'm a little off my numbers there. But, at any rate, here's the thing. With that technology, and what we know about the Xbox in terms of it being DirectX 9, doesn't that basically, that kind of already tells you that the Xbox 720 is actually going to be DirectX 11 or maybe DirectX 12, because we all know that Windows 8 is coming out and they might upgrade DirectX, so we're just going to call it next gen DirectX, okay? So we're just going to call it that from now on. But now here's the kicker. So we've gotten that understanding that most likely the Xbox 720 will have the next generation DirectX in it, right? We're good with that. We all agree with that. Okay. So what if I can tell you, what if I told you, what if every single Xbox 360 game available to date could be upgraded from DirectX 9 to DirectX Next Generation by simply playing it on that system? Or rather have the option of doing it. Let me explain to you. Basically, that would mean that all games, all games on Xbox 360 would get a graphical overhaul. Now, this can be done in two ways. Number one, this could be done by a patch. If you remember, on a PC, we all know that, especially with Crysis 2 out, Crysis 2 version 1.9 was just released, basically giving it the graphical overhaul needed to go ahead and do for DirectX 11 rather. So, with that being said, though, the same thing could be done on the consoles. No, they really could. The same thing, you would just have to receive a patch for one game, and there you go. But if that was the case, then you would probably only receive patches for your Halos and your Gears and your Forzas, and your Fable. So you would only receive patches for those games. So that would be good, but kind of a half-assed good if you get that drift. So with that being said, how about the second option? All games would automatically be next generation DirectX. All Xbox 360 games will be next generation DirectX by simply playing them on your Xbox 720. That is also an option. Think of it like this. There are many emulators out there right now on the PC. Two, in fact, that come to mind is the PlayStation 2 emulator, PCEX, or PCSX rather, 2. And then, or PSSX 1, 2, that's another 2, that's 2 of them right there. So there's the part 1 of PCSX, and there's part 2 of PCSX. So, and then there's also the Wii emulator, the Dolphin. All 3 of them can go ahead and play DirectX 9 and on DirectX 11. So what you can do is you can take games that are not DirectX compatible already. They are not have nothing to do with DirectX, but you can go ahead and use DirectX to go ahead and bring them to, well, be able to play them, right? But the one thing about those games is that I can take Final Fantasy X and play it on DirectX 9, then go ahead and switch to DirectX 11, and the graphics actually change. Not dramatically, but they do change. They change. It looks a heck of a lot better on DirectX 9 than it does on DirectX 11 than it does on DirectX 9. So it is definitely possible to do both of them. Now, with that being said, a patch would actually make that one particular game look a lot better, than having it, a system-wide. But at the same time, I could be wrong. Because remember, DirectX is actually a Microsoft in-house development. So which means that for these guys out here only using what they can grasp out of DirectX 11 and DirectX 9, Microsoft can actually use it to their advantage because they own the entire technology. So imagine being able to go ahead and say, okay, well, we're going to make it, and they can do this. We're going to make it like this. When, let's just say, Fable, and one particular part, Fable has its parts where they have some water, and you can go ahead and swim in the water. Fable 2. I'm not sure about Fable 3. I forget Fable 3. I'm pretty sure there is, though. At any rate, so with that being said, what if all you had to do from Microsoft perspective was this? Okay, so the game is asking for DirectX 9 water effects, but what we'll do is this. We'll switch it out, so that way instead of the DirectX 9, from a console perspective, it won't be DirectX 9, but it'll be DirectX Next Generation. So basically, with just simple that, just switching out some stuff, the game is calling for DirectX, and it's not even DirectX 9, mind you. It's not like that. It's just calling for DirectX because what other DirectX is on the system, right? So it's calling for DirectX. So basically, by doing the exact same thing as the games do now, you could just get a graphical overhaul, and there'd be no problem. Is it possible? Now, first of all, is that a wet dream? Is it possible? Well, actually it is. Not only is it possible, but it's already been done by the emulators that I've spoken before. So, both iterations have already been proven to be done. Crytek has already done it with Crysis 2 in terms of the patching, and emulators are already doing it in terms of like bringing a whole system and then being able to go ahead and just bring everything to a DirectX 11. However, my particular version is a little bit modified, but that being said, it can be done. If that is the case, then without a doubt, it is the Xbox brand that is future-proof. Because that basically means that if they're using DirectX for all their games, if they're going to do this particular technology I just said, if they do this for their systems, that means that even with the Xbox, whatever it is that the next one's going to be, what is it, 720? So 180, I believe it is. No, 1,800, I believe it is. Xbox 720. Yeah, Xbox on 1,800. Tentative title, of course. That means that that's going to have next generation DirectX on it too, which means that Mortal Kombat will also get upgraded, even though it is only an Xbox 360 title. It is possible. It is possible. So, what do you guys think? Now, I want to know what everyone's opinion. I'm definitely looking forward to Icy Rhythms, Black Bond, Blackbuster Critic. You guys are PC gamers out there, so you already know about DirectX 9 and DirectX 11. And so, what do you think about my hypothesis? I'm not really worried about if Microsoft is going to do it or not, but you're more than welcome to go ahead. I mean, just remember, Zephyrnix is usually right. I'm just saying, but I really want to know your opinions, though. I really want to know your opinions. Make the videos fleshed out as you can. In fact, I really like you to go ahead and spend as much time as possible explaining your points, because this could be big. I'm just saying. I mean, the graphical overhaul between a PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 was pretty decent. But using DirectX technology, we could see a huge graphical prowess just happen. But it's definitely possible. And it's extremely viable.